welcome to Creative Crafting by Katie. I'm going to wait for a few people to pop on here before I get started. I'm going to be doing a Christmas craft tonight. Make sure when you pop on, you let me know where you're from. Say hi. Don't forget to sprinkle and pass it along to your friends. And if I can get my comments going here. Okay. Okay, let's see. Just real quick, turn off the volume. Okay. No, that's not it. Okay, there we go. Okay. Got that all set up. Hi, Adriana. Just trying to get things, see if anybody else pops on here real quick before I get going on this. I don't know how long the craft's going to take. I don't think it's going to take too long, so I don't want you guys to miss too much of it. So let me just get started. Tonight I'm going to do, like I said, a Christmas craft, and I'm going to be using some scrapbook paper. I got this out of a pack from Michaels, and I'm going to use this galvanized tray. I don't remember where I got this from, and the price tag said $12.99. I really highly doubt that I paid that for it. I'm actually going to make it into a shelf sitter, or if you wanted to, you could turn it this way and use it as a hanger, but tonight I'm going to use it for the project this way. And you could always place a hanger back here, or use, like, screw something into that to hang it on the wall. I'm going to use these tumbler blocks from the Dollar Tree, like a Jenga game, to help with this, have it set up. This Merry Christmas sign I got from Walmart. And I have some pine cones and some of these glittery balls from the Dollar Tree, and some silver stars from the Dollar Tree. And this little guy is from the Dollar Tree. He came in a 2-pack. Okay, so let's get started. And what I'm going to do is trace out the back of the back side of this. And I want to make sure that I get the deer in there more than anything. So I'm going to actually use the straight edge on there, so that I'm not cutting off the middle of two trees. I just keep that straight edge there, and then this one will get cut off a little bit. Okay, let me take my pencil, and I'm going to trace it along on the front side real lightly with my pencil. I normally would do this on the back side, but I want to make sure that I am seeing the image that I want to appear on the tray when I'm done. And I probably will cut it just a slight amount bigger than my pencil line, just to make sure, because I can always go back and erase it or cover it up with something if I need to. Hi Brandy, thanks for joining. And I'm going to leave that straight. That'll give me a good straight edge in here, so that I don't have any problems with it being too short. That's the only concern I have with doing something like this, because you can't pop the back of the tray out of this galvanized tray. So I'm going to go a little bit beyond my pencil line to make it a little bit bigger in case I need some extra. If not, I'm going to take a knife to cut off anything that's excess. This is unusual. I'm not sure if you can see on the trees. This has got a little bit of a iridescent glitter to it. So I'm going to attempt, I'm going to see what you guys think. I've got one colored here already, or painted, and I have some iridescent snow put on it. I'm going to see what you guys think, if you like that, in adding it to the tree just to have a little pop. And let me see how this fits in. It's slightly too big, so let me trim it down, but I'd rather do this a couple different times than have it be too short to begin with. So I will just trim off a little bit more and making it as straight as possible, which is not always easy. I don't always have a straight, steady hand. Okay, let me just trim off a little bit from the bottom and this side here. It looks like the pencil mark is actually going to be really true to size. So hopefully this will be enough. I just thought these deer and the scenery was just really calming, which is something we could really use right now. Everybody's stressed out all the time with what's going on. Okay, I need just a little bit more. Just a little bit more on the top and the side. This is just a trial and error until you get it to fit. You, again, don't want to overcut and not have enough there. I don't want the galvanized to show through, so this is the process I have to take. My hand is not steady at all right now. Okay. It's still not enough. My goodness. You think you've picked out something quick and easy, and then this comes up, but that's okay. I don't know about you, but I enjoy this. This process does not bother me that I have to cut again. Keep that straight edge there. Okay, just about fit. Just about. Okay, so I'm going to keep that as my straight edge. What I'm going to try to do is come in here and mark it by creasing it with my finger to give me some sort of an idea of what I've got left that I need to get cut off, while trying to keep all of these sides together. Okay. I could cut it with this knife. Let me see if that'll work. Being that it's galvanized, I won't scratch anything. So this is working. Just taking a knife and coming in here. This is just a little utility knife, but you can use an X-Acto knife. But I lost the blade doing a craft last night. It fell off, and I'm not really sure what happened. I think I threw it away. So, one more on this side. What do you guys think about just leaving this galvanized? The only other thing I could do to it is paint it, but I just thought, I didn't know if it would be too much white. What do you guys think? Should I paint this white and maybe distress it a little bit? because now that I get this in here, I'm not sure that I like the way it looks against the galvanized. What do you think? I got a couple leave-its. Because ultimately what I'm going to be doing is placing this Merry Christmas sign in there. So that will match then this galvanized. So I can leave it. That's fine. Leave it, but do whatever you want. Okay. I'm going to leave it, which is doing what I want. That is so funny. Okay, let me get some Mod Podge, and I'm going to use Mod Podge to adhere this to the galvanized. I could distress it to make it look like wood. Beth, I'm not sure how well that would turn out on this galvanized. I haven't worked with this galvanized. Like, I've worked with some tin stuff before, but it's not quite like this. I'm not sure. I can take a little bit on the back here. Let me see what it looks like. I just thought having that galvanized ties into the Merry Christmas galvanized. But let me see. That really doesn't do much. I would have to paint it and then distress it like wood. Which, if I'm going to do that, I would have to do that now. I think I'm just going to leave it the way it is. I kind of like that, the way it's going to all match. So I just have a generous amount of Mod Podge down and just go in there and smooth it out and make sure that everything is down, and I'm just using my knife to get into the corners and around the edge. And let me clean up a little bit of the Mod Podge that wound up coming out. And there you have that. I think that looks cute. Again, the galvanized will match the Merry Christmas word, so we'll go with that for now. And it looks like, can I get underneath there? Looks like I have a piece here. I need a little bit more Mod Podge on. However, the rest of it is glued down really well, so this is going to be hard to get into. Okay. There we go. And I forgot to turn my glue gun on. That's okay. Let me just get this going. I'm still here, everybody. Get my glue gun on. There's always so much prepping going into lives that you try to make sure you have everything ready. Go ahead and smooth this out. Can you guys see the iridescent on the snow? Okay, so then while we're waiting for that glue gun, to heat up. I'm going to attempt to take this apart. There is a line down the middle. There we go. And this sucker just comes apart in two. And you can save that for another project if you want, which I will. And I'm going to use this side here. This also has an iridescent color to it, the same as the snow. So I'm going to put it in there, and that allows it to be more flat for me. So I have another question for you guys. How do you feel about, I have some pine cones here that I cut in half. And I also have these round half circle, or these circles I cut in half with the glitter on them. What I did was, with this one, I put some white paint on it and then took this faux iridescent snow from the Dollar Tree and I dipped it into this snow. So do you like the look of this on the tree? And do you also like, well, let's just do that one first. I don't want to ask too many questions. So do you like or you don't like the little white snowball as adding a dimension to the project? Can you see that there? This right here. Leave it or make the snow half balls or not. It's only just adding character and dimension to the project because there's not much going on. It's pretty flat surface and I like to add that dimension to my projects. That's why I'm asking if you like that. And then, do you like the Merry Christmas sign up here? This is going to be a shelf sitter, so like I can just leave it like that, or I could try to just adhere it here across the top of this galvanized. Thank you, Kayla. Okay, so I see that I have a couple people that like the circles, so let me get started on that real quick. I'm just going to get myself a small little paintbrush here. And I'm going to paint these. There's a couple, this comes in like 3 different sizes. I'm actually going to take a, oh my gosh, the simplest thing is when you lose your train of thought. Toothpick and stick it just a little bit in the bottom there so you have a way to hold it. And that way you can paint this with, I'm going to use a generous amount of paint because as soon as I do the paint, I'm going to stick it in the glitter to get that to adhere. I'm just going to put a little bit in the bottom of this bowl and then dip it in the bowl. This stuff is really messy. Okay, so now I'm just going to take it like this and dip it in the bowl, and that'll come out like that. You can even take some hairspray to help set that. And there you have it. A cute little half snowball. So I just took my knife and sliced these in half like this. And if you just be real careful with it, they do cut easily. And don't worry about any of that extra fuzzy stuff there. Sorry about the dog barking. I'm Not sure what's got her going. They're quiet all day long. Oh, I didn't even know I had a dog under my feet. Hunter, my gentle giant, my lab. He doesn't bark until Sadie barks, and everything triggers that girl. She's always on tip about something. So there we go. We have another one. And I'm going to set it with the hairspray again. And I have another toothpick here. Put one on each side. And come on in with the paint. Just because it's got glitter on it doesn't mean you can't fix that and make it your own glitter. Putting a generous amount on is also helping me hide that red glitter. And this one is probably not going to stay on my toothpick because it's already wobbling. Go ahead and dip it in the snow. And I'm going to set it again with the hairspray. I'm not sure how well that's going to stay. We'll see. A lot of times when I get my flowers and stuff like that, it has glitter on it, I do put hairspray on them. And that helps to set the glitter into the flowers and stuff, or beads, whatever it is that you're working with. And it allows it to, it just keeps it from getting so messy. Okay. And again, dip it into the snow. I love this iridescent snow. It's pretty. Should probably move that out of the way. All right, let's just get a couple more of these done and then we'll see what we need. If we need any more. And then we'll add a little bit of white to the tip of the pine cones. And let me just do one more small one. I don't know if I have any small ones. I don't have any small ones done. These are so, they don't want to stay on the, they don't want to stay on the toothpick because they're so small. Gonna smell like cheap hairspray. Gross. Back to the 80s when it was like Aquanet days. And you would have a ton of hairspray on. Hey, Bill. Thanks. Alrighty. And again. Don't forget to pass this along to your friends or sprinkle it to your friends. I would appreciate it. That's how I acquire more following, and that's how I grow my page and my business, is by having you guys help me out by passing this along to your friends. Okay, so now my glue gun should be hot. I'm going to put my sign in first and get that center in the tray. And this thing here, pulling it all towards the front so it'll lay more flat in the tray. And just go around this raised rim here. And then a little bit on the green. Okay. All right. Hold it down while it dries. And that's what we have so far. And now I got the approval on the little snow ornaments, but what about some pine cones? Do you guys think that this is a good idea to embellish the trees as well? Is to have a pine cone on there, and I could dust this with a little bit of white for some snow effect and dip them in the iridescent glittery snow stuff. I could just place a few of them around here like this, or do you think that that's too busy? I'm gonna attempt to tip it and see if you guys can see what I'm talking about without it all sliding down like this guy. So do you like this, or do you think maybe I should just put a couple down at the bottom? I could add a couple to this sign. Any ideas or suggestions on that? In the meantime, I'm going to put my little guy down, my little reindeer. I'm going to hot glue him down. Okay. Oh, I lost my glue stick. A couple of them on the sign, maybe a couple. It does give it definition and no need for glitter. Okay, well, let me start by getting this reindeer on there. Well, welcome, Emma. I'm glad that you and Kayla, welcome, are here. And then a little bit on the feet just to help hold it down there. Because I'm going to stick it on here at the bottom. And hold it down while it dries. This is going to be tricky because it's an awkward consistency, the plastic there against the galvanized, so it's not. Sorry, I'm just holding it down while it dries. And we have this. So here it would be if I were to just add a couple to the sign, which actually is a really cute idea, even if I do put some on the tree. That will help spruce that up a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and choose a couple that are the same size, and I'm going to hot glue those on right now. You could change this up to match your own decor. This is the only color scheme that this actual piece of scrapbook paper comes in. It seems like these green, light green color papers are really popular this year. I have a whole book of different scrapbook papers in these light green tones that you're seeing within the Christmas tree. So there's that there. And I'm going to attach some of these little round circles now. I'll put the bigger ones towards the bottom of the trees. This looks cute already. Okay. You might have to just go back and touch up some of these if the paint's not dry. You can always, if anything comes through like this, just take your paintbrush and just tap, you know, just cover it up with the white paint. Just some of the, blowing out some of the glitter there. And that's what we have so far. Add a couple of these smaller ones. And touch up some of the paint here. It looks like I'm going to have to make a couple more of these. Just a couple more small ones. And I'm just going to do probably these two small ones here for this tree, and then that'll be good for those little ornaments. You could speed up the drying process by using a hairdryer or a hairdryer or a heat gun. My gosh, I cannot think tonight. I'm just going to go ahead and glue this right on, and then if I have to touch up any of it, I will. Between the glitter and the glue, a lot going on here. Okay, last one on this. This project's just about finished. Yeah, I agree. Definitely the pine cones on the sign help to complete that. And dip it in the snow. Some glue. And push it down and clean up any of the color showing through. Okay. What do you think so far? I have no pine cones on yet. What do you guys think? Should I add some pine cones to the tree still? Or do you think it's making it too busy? I think if I do it, they need to be smaller. And maybe just as few as this. Any thoughts? I see cute. What's the reply, Adriana, to cute? The pine cones? With or without the pine cones? That's what I'm trying to find out. With or without the pine cones. In the meantime, let me clean up some of this glue here that likes to attach itself to everything. Get a baby wipe to get some of this off my hands. let me see what I think. It's hard to tell when you're you're tipping it. Okay, I'll add the pine cones. And I'm just touching up some of the color showing through on the bead from when I placed it. They're still a little bit wet, but it's hard to dry those because I have no way to hold them, and the small ones wouldn't work with the stick. Okay, so let me place these pine cones on the tree. That one's gonna need a little help. Man, is this glue stringy? It seems like it's just really bad tonight. Okay, with the pine cones, I see everybody likes the pine cones. Well, good, because I already started to put them on. Honestly, I could use one small one. Here, I have a baby one. Let me see if I can get it cut in half here without slicing my finger off. This is how this process went. Okay. There we have it. I wanted to put one over here. Okay. And then I'll just finish it up right there with the last pine cone. This is really turning out cute. I like the dimension that the pine cones and the little circle like snowballs bring to it. They're not really necessarily ornaments, but they're not, I don't know, they're not snowballs either. So there we have that. And I'm going to think about whether or not I want to put any of this faux snow glitter at the bottom of this to help with the feet, or do I want to add a piece of fresh greenery down there? Any thoughts on this? The fresh greenery with snow tips on it, without snow, with the faux snow shiny stuff in a bag. Do you guys like this? Snow, the glittery snow? Or do you want the greenery with the snow? So either say like snow only or snow with the greenery. If I could. In the meantime, I have a couple stars here. Let me put my paint cover on before that winds up all over the floor, because that's already happened. A big size jar of it. Not tonight, but it was all over the floor down here. I have these Jenga blocks, and I was going to make this into a shelf sitter like this. So I'm just going to glue the Jenga blocks onto, well, it was working for me earlier. Okay, I just have to get the right placement for the Jenga block, and I don't know if I want 2 or 3. So it's going to hang off the back side a little bit, but that's okay because you're not going to see it. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. You could paint these, you could stain them. I mean, it doesn't matter. But you see the little bit of overhang here on the Jenga block. So it's okay. It just, whatever it takes to make it sit up. So I'm going to go ahead and put some hot glue on these, just on the front part of them. And then set the tray on top of that. And I'm going to have to do it from this way so I can see how I'm placing it. And then I'll show you guys what I've got when I'm done. Okay, the hot glue itself is not going to stay, so let me put some, let me take this off, and I'm going to add some more on so that it will quickly dry it, but I'm also going to put some E6000 glue on it, which will overall hold it better, and after it dries, it'll have a stronger hold to it than just the glue. Probably doesn't help that this tin is freezing cold. I'm doing these crafts in my basement and it's very cold down here. Snow only seems to be winning. And then snow that you did with the bucket. What bucket? You mean this little... Oh, I know what snow you're talking about. This tree right here. Is this the bucket you're talking about where I put this snow on it? If that's what you're referring to, then let me know. So again, some E6000. And then some hot glue as well. And then I'm just going to hold this down while it dries. And I am applying a decent amount of pressure to try to keep that hot glue on there while that E6000 dries. We shall see. Okay. There you have it. The wood blocks on the bottom here for making it a shelf sitter. Again, you could maybe attach a ribbon from side to side and come up here and use it as a hanger, or put another hanger in the back. But I like that. The snow that I did with the bucket, I can do that. I use this salt wash, and I will just take a little bit of that, and I'll just mix it right here on my table off to the side. Take some of that. You could do this in a jar if you want. And because I want it to be snow, I'm going to mix a bunch of paint with it, white paint, and mix it up. And then I apply this with just a popsicle stick. If you have to add more paint to it, you can. You are looking for a more chunky consistency with this particular product, but this is looking pretty decent. If it dries out too much, then I'll add some more to it. And I prefer the smaller one here. So I'm just going to I guess I didn't mix up enough. Some glue in there. Kind of get it to blend in with the paper there, but not quite that far up on the corner. Clean up those edges there. And I'll just do this to the entire bottom portion of this. And then I'm going to add, I'm going to have to mix up some more. I don't have any of the other fake snow on hand, so this is what I have to use, other than this glitter stuff here. Yeah, I do have some stars for the treetop. I just haven't gotten that far. A couple of the trees are cut off, so I won't be putting anything on them. Just, actually, I'm not gonna probably do trees on stars on the treetop. There isn't any trees that have their top showing. I originally, when I was looking at the paper, the treetops were there, but they got all cut off. In the process of, oh no, my shelf, my little things fell off. I can fix that in a minute. So I'm just adding some dimension to the snow here. I'm sorry if you can't see it. It's hard to work on this and show you at the same time because of the angle. I will show you in just a second what I'm working on here. That's what we got going on so far. If you can see that inside there. Take the paintbrush and work it up into the paper a little bit. Thanks, Emma. I think it's turning out cute too. If I miss anybody's comments, you can either ask the question again or I can go back and read comments if there's anything that I've missed that I need to answer questions on. I will do that. So, let me see what it looks like from here. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of this iridescent into the snow just so it all is cohesive and matches to all of the glitter that I have within the trees and all that good stuff. Okay, and I'm going to just take my finger and kind of dab it in there a little bit and set it a little bit with my hairspray. Just be very careful because it's going to want to fly all over the place. What do you think of that? You see the glitter in there? The snow? I think that looks cute. Let me put this on before that winds up on the floor. And clean up my hands a little bit here. And try this hot glue again on here. I'm not sure why this doesn't want to stick. Let me see if I use something a little bit bigger, like a paint stick. I can cut it down to size if I have to, just to see if that would help. I'm going to cut this in half and see if I use it doubled up, if it'll work. It seems like there's maybe just not enough surface holding it. I'm not sure why it doesn't want to stay. Okay, let me hot glue these two together. Just plain old hot glue with these two. And then, wow, that's a pretty darn good cut from my eyeball in it. Pretty proud of myself over that one. And then I'm going to do this E6000 again with the hot glue. I put a generous amount of that on this time. And hot glue a little bit in the front. And then a bead in the back. And that's just, again, to keep it to get it to stay from there. Okay. Let me just apply some pressure to it. Yeah, you do see a lot of winter scenes, a lot of just plain and simple, a lot of white, a lot of black and white, a lot of gray. It's not just your traditional red and green anymore. There's a lot of buffalo check out there and many different colors. Okay, so that's working out better. Okay, what do you guys think? What do you think? And does it look like I'm missing anything? That worked out much better on the bottom, if you see that. The double sticks together. Let me take a look at it from this side. Yeah, I think it turned out really cute. You don't want to hide the deer here, so there's really not much else you can do with it. Thanks for watching. I just wanted to remind you guys to sprinkle or spread this video along to your friends. It does help me with my following. And follow me on Instagram and Facebook page. Don't forget to turn on your notifications on the right hand side in the upper corner. There's those three dots. You can click on that and turn on your notifications to let you know when I've posted a video or gone live. I'm going live or am live. Do not rely on that just by itself, because that doesn't always work. They're not always very reliable. So I'm trying to go live 3 times a week. I'm going to try to get to a set schedule, and when I do have that, I will let you know. But I do have a few more fall videos that I'm going to be uploading in the next couple days that I had already pre-recorded, and I want to get those out to you guys before Thanksgiving. Since I've put the work into it, I might as well show you guys. Thanks again, and have a good night. Bye.